Appreciate y'all coming. Excuse me. I tell you, it was a hard-fought game Saturday. After looking at the tape, even in the loss, there's a lot. I thought that we did extremely well, offensively. I think after 3 ball games, we've gotten better on that side of the football every week. I think Taylor McCard continues to improve. He actually was making great decisions with the football, had made some nice reads where he was progressing through his reads better than he had done against a very solid Big 12 defense. Our offensive line, on the season, we've given up 4 sacks, which is a lot of improvement from a year ago. I think our running game was solid. I think Turner Peterson has earned the right to play more, get more carries. He's really solid in everything that he does. It was good to see Andre Gautreaux get opportunity for him to make the best of it. We're getting better each week, and that's what you want to do over there. Defensively, we did that's a tough offense. Now, that Robert Griffin, he is a special player. I think I could go ahead and get him a seat in New York City right now. He's probably the best as a coach I've seen in college football at this point. What he does with his arm and his feet, the decisions he's making, he has turned into a great quarterback. Even on the one on Phillip where he scored, that was actually a gadget play where he pumped it and tried to get people to break on the screen, and Phillip held coverage and he pulled it down and thought about running and saw the window and raised right back up and completed the touchdown pass. He's special. I thought defensively some of our personnel have played really well. I thought John Joffrey in the middle really is getting better each week. So was Michael Smith. Solomon was solid and continues to improve. Special teams, I like seeing Chris knocked down that long field goal. He's got the leg. We've been looking for that opportunity. That one could have been good from 5 more yards out. He's got the leg strength. We just got to get it where it goes to the uprights. But I thought our special teams overall played pretty well. The things I didn't like the penalties during the game, and we'd made some mental errors that we hadn't made in our first couple ball games, and we had too many mental mistakes and too many drop passes offensively. Coming out of that, though, like I said, there is a lot to build on. You look at what Baylor has done offensively to TCU and Stephen F. Austin, and TCU still a pretty good defense, and I think we're a pretty good defense. I think we're a pretty good football team, and we're looking forward to going to Southern Miss this week in opening conference play. They're obviously a very solid football team, just knocking off Virginia last week. Austin Davis, their quarterback, he's a senior. He's grown in that Fedora offense, and defensively, they're still very active defensively. But like I said, we're sitting here 1-2. We've played 2 top 25 teams. I think we're getting better. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Our players, we showed them the video this morning. We're going to take what we really did good and try to get great at it, and some of the things we really did bad, we're going to get rid of it. But we're a good football team, and looking forward to opening conference play.
Coach, the second quarter is pretty much where the speed just caught up to everybody. When Griffin makes a decision to just change the game, what do you do as a coach to gather your troops and say, just stay steady?
Well, that's one of the things that we had talked about all week going into it. On paper they're bigger, on paper they're faster, and that's where you have to be the best team, and we weren't. Defensively, you got to understand your field distribution and leverages of the game. And when you see a young man that is that fast, that's where you talk to him all week about rallying to the football, getting multiple people there at the play. He's just he's a next level guy. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Like I said, there was times we had some big plays defensively. You look at the 4th down stops that we had. We had some opportunity in there, and he's a great. When you make a mistake against Baylor or you make a mistake against the University of Texas, you can't make those mistakes. And when you have opportunities, you got to take advantage of them, and we didn't do it.
Are you at a point now offensively after 3 non-conference games where you feel more confident to shrink some of the personnel packages? You mentioned Turner Peterson maybe getting some more carries. Do you move forward with tightening that rotation at?
Well, that's what we're talking about now, is just, doing what we really do good and getting great at it. After 3 BCS opponents, I don't know that we're gonna shrink it, but we're sure gonna get better at what we're doing good.
Now that you're starting conference play, just looking at what Southern Miss did this past weekend, going out to their place, what changes?
Well, nothing. We just still got to do what we do. We got to go on the road again, play the team that's picked to win their division. It's another good football team, and it's just another opportunity for us to show what we're capable of. When we went there, what was in 07, actually came out of there with a win, and you got to go in there expecting to win, and it's never going to happen.
Has anything changed in terms of the way you view your personnel now that you played 3 games as opposed to where you stood with your tight ends and with your running backs?
Yeah, you see who's making plays. You see what play is averaging what per carry. Every week you do a self-scout, MK, and the things you're not doing really well, you get rid of. And the things you're doing well, you continue to work on and try to improve them.
Does that at all influence your decision-making in terms of, you mentioned not shrinking anything, but how you better utilize some of the
So the
depth
reps,
that you
yeah,
have?
I think, every week you go in trying to win games schematically and through some mismatches, and I think we can do that.
You mentioned where you guys were coming out of this game defensively. It seemed like they developed some momentum, confidence-wise, with the way they played against Texas and Purdue. How do you get them back on track, feeling good about themselves out there?
It's really TCU. They threw for 414 yards against TCU. We threw for 360 against us. I think you can look at what TCU has done defensively over the years in this season, and you're able to show your football team maybe we are as good as TCU defensively. You can look at the similarities in the game and the plays, and I think we're going to be just fine defensively going into Conference USA play.
Is that an easy sell coming off of a game where you give up 655 yards?
Nothing easy.
Yeah.
But you look for the positives. You look for what you did good. You try to continue to influence them. That's one of the things when you play 2 top 25 teams. Do you get the reps needed to where you gain confidence? When you play teams that are you're better in, you come out of those games confident because you won. You come out of those games where you've developed a lot of depth because you're able to play some second teamers. We've been in games where we've tried to keep the starters in the majority of the game to get us better for when we play Southern Miss and Conference USA opponents. I think you'll have John Jaffrey up here later. I don't think our confidence is waning at this point. I think you try to draw similarities between TCU and we had an interception return for a touchdown. We fumbled the ball in the red zone. So you can talk to them about taking 14 off, and maybe we played them a little better.
You mentioned earlier about your offense, and you kind of blew through it, but clearly you guys played very well in spots offensively, and it's doubtful you'll see anybody with that sort of defensive talent that you've seen the first 3 games. How do you kind of piecemeal what you've been able to do offensively and show them that you guys are trending in a very positive direction on that side of the football?
Well, I think it's you look at how Taylor McCart just performed. Leading 23 balls, where we got to look at there, we had 5 drops. We've got to eliminate those drive-killing drops. We've got to stay on track with the chains. And, when you have 3rd down drops, you can't do that. But I think offensively, we are gaining confidence each week, too, that we can play with anybody.
You've been able to get a read on Southern Miss. They kind of hard to figure out with what they've done so far this season.
Yeah, you know what, though, when you get them at home, they're a good football team when they play at the Rock, and you're right. But they beat the 1AA bad the way they should have beaten them. They beat a Virginia team. They've lost to Marshall, but, you know, they're as athletic as they are when we were there last time.
What do you know about Austin Davis, Coach?
I know he's, you know, is running that offense. You know, he's grown up in the Fedora system. I think rushing touchdowns, he's one of the tops in the history of the school, where they've had some great quarterbacks. You know, they're scoring enough points right now to be 3-1. He's got a lot of confidence in what he's doing.
They don't seem to be as explosive offensively as a lot of people anticipate. Is that the read you're getting, or not necessarily?
Well, that's what you said. It's hard to say because they have most of the bulk of the receivers back. They have some very talented running backs, and you know, I think they're like us. Each week they just hope to get better, and they're sitting there 3-1.
How's Charles and Davon and some of the guys who were banged up Saturday?
I think Charles will be fine. I think Phillip will be fine. Davon and Randy are questionable right now. We'll see the next couple of days how they progress.
You feel like it's an important game to start this conference play? Do you feel like you have to get that win to get off a good start and erase all the non-conference losses?
Well, you know, that's what you play for. You play those tough opponents, and we've got out of those three pretty healthy. You know, you play the best, and hopefully we'll be at our best when we roll to Southern Miss. Yeah, this is a big game because it is our first conference game, and you know, you know, 2 weeks ago you're on top of the world because you beat Purdue, and then you lose to a very talented Baylor squad, and now we're heading into conference, and you know, we need to play our best. We need to take care of the football. We need to keep the chains moving. We need to tackle better defensively. You know, got to eliminate the stupid penalties. But I still think sitting here 1-2, we're a good football team.
Anything else?